everybody. Welcome to Unqualified. My name is Alex, and I'm unqualified to give you any advice, but I hope you listen anyway. This show is a little bit about everything, anything, and nothing all in between. So let's rub the Italian whore and the chili pepper for some good luck, and let's get started. You know what I like. Hit that like button, subscribe, comment, and hit that notification bell for more content, and I'll bring it your way. All right. So, first of all, I want to apologize to you guys. I haven't been around for the past week or two. I've been going through something very personal and it's been really hard on me. But, I'm getting back on the horse. I'm getting back in the saddle, as, they say. And I am oh, I also had surgery on my foot, and so that went well. I'm hobbling around. I kinda overdid it the last, couple days, and so I'm resting, but I am recording videos, so whew, it has been a lot, but I'm back at it, and I'm gonna keep at it, so let's get started. We are going to review a video from Psych2Go. It's one of my favorite channels, but it's called, what is it called? Let's see. Hey guys, I just wanted to let you know that I will be talking about some serious topics in this episode. I will be talking about myself and I will be talking about the struggles that I face. So if you're not into that, click away. But I just want to talk about some techniques and therapy techniques that I use in my everyday life that help me. And hopefully, I can explain how I think and it can help others. You know what I mean? Put down in the comments if you know what I mean. You know what I like. I just wanna let you guys know that before we get started. So, like I said, if you're not into all this, mushy stuff, this isn't a video for you. But I am gonna be talking about, my struggles and, how I think, emotionally. So let's rub the chili pepper. All right, let's get started. Okay, so it's called How Your Trauma Explains Your Coping Mechanisms. And I have a lot of experience with trauma and coping mechanisms. So I just wanted to review this video and see what they say. Let's let's get started.
Psychologist Carl Jung once said, "Until we are able to make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life and you will call it fate." That's the value of self-awareness. The more aware we become of our own flaws, struggles, and shortcomings, the better we are at adapting, evolving, and flourishing in life. But introspection can be scary because it forces us to confront things
Mhm.
about ourselves and our past we may not know how to deal with. But as they always say, the first step to overcoming any problem is to acknowledge it. And the same is true for a lot of emotional baggage we still carry with us today. So if you'd like to take that first step, here are some of the most common types of coping mechanisms and how they relate to certain types of traumatic experiences. There's been a huge decline in mental health around the world, which is why we're so
I
committed to
love the
creating more
animations.
content than we ever have. Thanks for being a part of our
Mm.
journey. Number one, abuse, exploitation. Have you ever had someone you trusted
Mm.
purposefully hurt, abuse, or take advantage of you? Have you ever been humiliated, cheated on, lied to, or
Yes.
manipulated by someone you once considered a friend or a loved one? For most people who have had and still have unhealed trauma because of this, their coping mechanism is likely to mistrust
Yeah.
or always be suspicious of other people and their intentions. Does this sound like you?
See,
Number two,
when it
abandonment.
comes to
Whether
mistrust, it's always like, well, I'm suspicious and I'm always thinking that you're going to hurt me. I always think that you're going to do something to betray me. And so you have that guard up and you you don't let yourself get close to people you know?
It was a parent who walked
Mm,
out on you, a romantic partner who ghosted you out of the blue, or growing up in the system and moving around from one family to another. Experiences of being abandoned, especially at a young age, can easily leave us with lasting emotional damage. They often erode our sense
yeah.
of self worth and negatively impact our view of others as well. So, if you have a deep seated fear of abandonment, it's most likely that your coping mechanism is to keep
Yep.
people at an emotional
Yeah.
distance and leave before you
So,
get
I
left.
have a lot of experience with abandonment. I was adopted, but even though I was adopted as a baby, I still have issues with abandonment because I did find my birth mother and I did get close to her. And then when I asked her, "Can you please introduce me to my siblings, my half siblings?" she ghosted me and she abandoned me. And so I have that trauma. I have trauma of friends abandoning me. I was abandoned by a lot of people because of my disabilities and, nobody wants to deal with me. And so it's just the coping mechanism is definitely keep people at a distance. You don't wanna get close to people because you think they're gonna abandon you, and in fact, you'll abandon people first before they can abandon you because you think that they're gonna abandon you first. So, that's sometimes what I've done. I almost abandoned my best friend. Well, one of my best friends, I almost abandoned her because she was being a little bit of a bully and, I didn't like it, and I was keeping her at a arm's length, and then she turned around and she said, "Why are you abandoning the people that care about you most? Why are you turning into the people you hate the most?" And that kinda just slapped me in the face with reality, and I appreciate her so much. She's one of my best freaking friends, and, you know, I appreciate her so freaking much because she really slaps me in the face with reality sometimes, so shout out to her. Alright, let's see, emotional deprivation, let's see.
Number three, emotional deprivation. Similar to the last point, even if the significant people in your life are physically and actually there for you, their emotional neglect and deprivation can be just as traumatizing too.
Mhm,
Were they never attentive or affectionate
mhm.
towards you? Did they deprive you of empathy, understanding, and emotional connection? Did you often feel alone and unsupported? Experiences of emotional deprivation often lead to an over reliance on oneself and inability to ask for help or show
I've never
weakness to
had
others.
that problem.
Number four,
I've always been the person who I do need to rely on people, and I do need help from other people. I am I'm the kind of person who I do have codependency issues, but I am working on those. I work actively every day to make sure and I go through my DBT skills, my dialectical behavioral therapy skills. I work on them every single day to yeah, I'll show you the binder. Hold on one second. This is the binder, the dialectical behavioral therapy binder. Look how thick this is. This is what they give us when we go through DBT classes, and they give us that, and that's the manual basically. And I go through that binder a lot just to make sure that I'm staying on top of my skills. So, you know, if you have the chance, review dialectical behavioral therapy skills, guys. Just do it. Shame and unworthiness.
Shame, unworthiness. Anyone who's had to deal with a difficult person in their lives knows the psychological and emotional toll it takes to listen to their criticism every day. And when we're constantly made to feel like nothing we do will ever be good enough, it's hard not to internalize their rejection and resort to self-blame. People who have had this particular trauma tend to be timid,
Yeah.
overly apologetic,
I
and
have dealt with a
hypersensitive.
lot of shame
They
and unworthiness in my life, and I feel unworthy a lot, and I am a very, very, very over apologetic person. I am a chronic apologizer. I say I'm sorry all the time to the point where people are like, "Stop it. Stop saying sorry." Oh my god. Like, it's ridiculous how much I say sorry, and it's because I feel so worthless sometimes, and I feel like I'm such a burden, and, you know, like, especially with what I'm going through right now, I feel like I'm such a burden. I feel like I'm the cause of what happened, and I made a mistake, and I can't take it back, and, I'm sorry for that. See? Um, I'm sorry. So, uh, and I mean it. Yes, I'm
are often
prone to
prone to
perfectionism.
perfectionism and
I love
overachieving.
I love cleanliness. I love cleanliness, and it's not just because my inner Latina roots are coming out. I clean, I clean. Yeah. No, no, no. I really love cleanliness. I love organization. I love perfection. I really do. I am that kind of person. I just because I I don't know if it's the factor of I want praise for, keeping my room clean. I don't know if that's like a child thing in my head where I want, "Oh, good job. You kept your room clean. You're 26 years old." No, I really do like keeping my room clean because it's necessary. Clean your room. Yes.
And are
Yes.
likely to be overly
Um,
self-critical
I'm
as well.
definitely overly self-critical. I beat myself up all the time. Like, what I'm going through right now, I'm beating the crap out of myself, and I need to stop. So, I need to work on my skills with that.
Number 5, dependence and competence. Being coddled and overprotected can also tear down self-esteem. When everyone in your life is acting like you can't ever do anything by yourself and exaggerate how much you need them, it can lead to
Mm,
enmeshment and an underdeveloped sense of self. That's why people who are spoiled and entitled also have very fragile egos. Those who've experienced this are most likely to struggle with a lot of self-doubt, hidden insecurity, and
mm,
easily fall victim to emotionally codependent relationships. Number 6, approval or recognition seeking. While it might not seem so traumatic at first glance, an overemphasis on one's status, appearance, or achievement can make us overly
yep,
approval and recognition seeking, making our sense of self-worth
yeah,
entirely dependent on external rather than internal validation. Thus, those with this kind of emotional trauma
definitely.
often end
I
up
am a people
people
pleaser.
pleasers and
I am a
pushovers.
pushover. I am a doormat. I will admit it, and it needs to freaking stop. And it's funny because 'cause I'm Italian, and I'll be like and once you push me past a certain point, I'll be like, "Who the hell are you? Like, who do you think you are?" But usually I'm a doormat. I really am. I hate it.
And tend to struggle with a lack of authenticity in their sense of self and unsatisfying relationships. And number 7, emotional inhibition. Last, but certainly not the least, people who have been punished or invalidated for their emotions, told things like, "That's nothing to get upset
Yeah.
about, just get over it," or
Mhm.
"Why are you even crying? It's not a big deal. You're just a crybaby," often end up emotionally stunted and resort to
Mm,
suppression, avoidance, and denial to deal with their problems. Because they were taught early on that expressing one's emotions is inherently negative, they will often just
that's
bottle up
called
their
pressure
feelings and
cooking.
ignore them until they can't anymore.
That's what that's called pressure cooking, is when you bottle up your feelings and you just bottle them up and you let them cook and cook and cook under that pressure for so long, hence pressure cooking. And then eventually you just blow your lid and you take it out on whoever is on that receiving end. And sometimes you can't stop yourself, you know. Um Sometimes I pressure cook, you know. It's bad. I don't know why I'm saying all this. Why the hell am I saying all this? This is like a tell all, but I've pressure cooked in the past and it's not fun. But like I said, I go through my skills. I've been really, really going through my skills lately, and it's something you have to work at daily if you want to stay on top of your health. You have to work on your mental health daily.
These people are prone to emotional outbursts, anger management problems,
Mhm.
and difficulty expressing or communicating their feelings.
Yeah.
So, do you relate to any of the things we've mentioned here? Has watching this made you realize how your own traumatic experience has influenced the ways in which you try to cope? If you feel overwhelmed right now and would like to begin healing from your trauma and learn better, healthier ways of coping, the best thing you can do for yourself is to reach out and talk to someone about it. Seeking help from a mental health care professional can provide you with the support and information you need to improve the overall quality of your life. If you found some insight or new ideas in
Okay, so that was me reacting to Psych2Go's video on trauma and coping mechanisms. I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you guys took something away from my story, from my experiences, and I hope you guys like this video. Like, comment, subscribe, you know what I like. Hit that notification bell, and I'll bring you more content. And I will see you guys in the next one. Hasta la pasta, baby. Bye.